Today, Mayor Mike Johnston did provide that update to the city's 2024 budget, which included some significant amendments to the city's newcomer or migrant program. Now, Mayor Johnston says a new asylum seeker program will better serve migrants, avoid cuts, and stabilize the city's budget. Additionally, all rec centers will be fully open before summer. All parks and rec programming will be restored for the summer and fall. Mayor Johnston says there will be no layoffs, no furloughs, and any seasonal staff who experience reduced hours will be offered to return.
We held fast to that core American values that have always built America, that people who believe in America so much they want to risk their lives to come and make this country better, and that for America to work, everyone has to do our part, especially when it's hard. That's true for residents, that's true for newcomers, that's true for elected leaders. And that's when we realized this problem was just an opportunity to solve another problem. In Denver, we are undertaking our own great enterprise to be the most dynamic, most equitable, and most affordable city in the country. But this booming economy faces a real challenge. We need workers to make this great machine fly. We need to build 3 times more housing units than we've ever built before to keep this city affordable. We need healthcare workers to serve our aging parents. We need teachers to support our growing children. We need chefs to support our thriving restaurants. We need entrepreneurs and engineers and data scientists who will make the vibrant spaces where Denverites want to gather and tourists want to visit. Denver's dream for our city and the American dream of our newcomers are aligned.
That's Andres Carrera, political director for Denver Mayor Mike Johnston.
Nueva York te da más, Chicago te da más. Entonces sugiero que vaya por allá, donde hasta también con un albergue de más largo plazo, también hay más oportunidades de trabajo por allá.
Carrera is Denver's so-called newcomer communications liaison. That means that he meets the busloads of new arrivals. The city says this group got here on March 26, sent up by Texas's Republican Governor Greg Abbott. He warns them the jobs, the resources, the opportunities have already gone to the 40,000 migrants who came to Denver before them.
Hemos recibido demasiados migrantes y por eso se acabaron los recursos. Mira, no te vamos a bloquear. Si quieres permanecer aquí, no estoy aquí para bloquearte, estoy aquí para avisarte que tu camino no ha terminado. Si permanecen aquí, vas a sufrir hasta más, y eso no lo quiero ver.
Parents listen quietly as children play on the floor, as Denver tells these families that have sometimes walked from one continent to another that they just have to keep moving. But they don't have to walk. Denver will buy them a bus ticket.
Tu camino no ha terminado. Tu camino no ha terminado. Que viajas un tantito más. No tienes que caminar por ningún parte. Podemos comprarte boleto gratuito. Puedes ir a cualquier ciudad. Hasta la frontera de Canadá te llevamos. Donde sea.
A broken politics has made a crisis out of an opportunity. We have taken a population who desperately wants to work and pitted them against a population who desperately needs that work. Today, we endeavor to solve that problem. 3 months ago, we found ourselves stuck in the same trap, with continuous waves of newcomers, no federal support, challenges for access to work authorization. But we knew that serving our newcomers well could also mean serving the city well. We refused to accept the terms of that challenge. Because in Denver, we believe the way to solve these problems is not by turning our back on our American values, but by turning to our American values. And that's why today we are here to announce the next phase of this program that we think positions ourselves to serve the newcomers who arrive here best and to serve the residents of this city best. So let me walk you through what we want to talk to you about today. Here are the highlights. Today, we will announce the Denver Asylum Seeker Program, which will give us a chance to better serve migrants and avoid cuts to core public services and stabilize the city budget. And as a result of that, we only need to propose today a package of $45 million in cuts to help meet the remaining budget need for the city. When we started this crisis in December, as you remember, these were our actual expenditures that we were facing in 2023. Increasing August, September, October, November. In the month of December, we spent $15 million in 1 month. And at that moment, the number of newcomers was still increasing. It was at that moment that we built a projected budget for 2024 based on that $15 million month of December. 15 million times 12 months is $180 million. That was the gap we faced in December. What I want people to understand is there have been different phases in the newcomers that have arrived in this city. And no one knows this better than Yoli. But for folks that arrived in all of last year, they had access to what was called temporary protected status, which meant they could get work authorization and apply quickly and get up and working on their own. For many of the folks that arrived through the fall, they had access to what's called CBP1, which was a border application that meant people also could get access to work authorization when they came through our legal clinics. That's why we put almost 1,600 applications of people through legal clinics. What is happening overwhelmingly now is that the folks that are arriving do not fit in either of these two categories. They do not have access to work authorization through TPS or through CBP1. They are what we call asylum seekers. They've arrived in the country from Venezuela, they want asylum, and right now they have a court date that says they can get a hearing on that asylum somewhere around the year 2030. And until that court date, they cannot work. So this is why today we are announcing a different plan. We're presenting what we're calling the Denver Asylum Seeker Program. What that will allow us to do is to serve these folks who are arriving now overwhelmingly who are asylum seekers. What we will help them do are four things. One is we will help them affirmatively apply for asylum. This is an incredibly cumbersome process. It can take up to 20 hours of legal work per application. That's why many cities don't do it. The benefit of filing the application is once you file proactively for asylum, within 180 days, you can get access to work authorization. This is our path to help these folks get to legal work, in the same way we help people with temporary protective status or CBP1 status get there previously. But to do that, they need 6 months. So what we are establishing through the Asylum Seeker Program is a program that will help folks apply for asylum. We will connect them to apartments where they can live and support themselves. We'll connect them to food assistance. And over the course of that 6 months, we will connect them to a program we are launching called Work Ready Denver, which will be led by our Department of Economic Development and which will offer asylum seekers the opportunity to get job training and skills. That can mean everything from English language services to financial literacy to newcomer integration and support, as well as the opportunity to connect to industries that they want to enter, to get certificates in those industries if they're applicable, and to have on-the-job training opportunities that are unpaid. We will no longer move forward with a hotel infrastructure that offers 14 or 42-day stays, because that is not the right structure for the services we have. For those folks that are in shelter today, they will have access to the Asylum Seeker Program if they want to enter it. This is what the model of our new Denver Newcomer Services Program will look like. You see, we'll continue to serve folks who are never in shelter. If you just came to Denver on your own and never came through our shelter system, you can still access work authorization. You can still access some wraparound supports and services. If you, on the other side, have come through our system and exited shelter, you can still access our workforce authorization clinics. You can still access some wraparound services and case management we'll have in place with partners. And you can still access onward travel if that's the best decision for you. For folks that enter the Asylum Seeker Program, there are these four components I laid out: asylum clinics, apartment housing for up to 6 months, food assistance, and participation in our Work Ready workforce training program. For folks that are not in that, our other option would be the short-term congregate shelter, where we can help case manage them to exit independently within 72 hours, or to be able to onward travel.
There's so many apartment complexes that we actually go through and have conversations, and they're really happy. So basically, they do the same as everybody else. They have to apply for it. They have to do background checks. They have to look at they're making enough money, or at least, you know, somebody's helping them. Sometimes we get families together. And the beautiful thing is citizens have come through and say, we have rental properties that we would like to help.
If you were like speaking to members of the public, your constituents, how would you sell this to them? Why is this an effective use of taxpayer money in light of some of the other issues that you campaigned on, such as homelessness and housing affordability, that are so pervasive in our everyday life here?
I mean, the reason why we're so excited about this outcome today is this is a plan that is going to better serve migrants who arrive in the city and better allow them to get to work to actually support the city and to support themselves and to support industries that have open jobs.
Buenos días, Will Mendoza de Univisión Noticias. Es el segundo proyecto que se presenta en lo que va del año, ya estamos en el cuarto mes del año. ¿Cuál es la posibilidad o la eficacia que va a tener este proyecto referente al que se presentó primero? ¿Lo vamos a lograr con el porcentaje o el presupuesto que se acaba de presentar?
Eso va a ser la propuesta por el año que viene, por todo de 2024. porque no creemos que nada va a cambiar del gobierno federal ni de las leyes federales para cambiar oportunidades para gente que están llegando. Más y más van a llegar que necesitan aplicar por asilo y eso sería su solo manera para obtener permiso de trabajar. Entonces, eso es el programa que pensamos que va a trabajar por esas personas que llegan y por la ciudad en los meses que vienen por el resto del año.
Challenge me. How long do you see this, playing out?
I think this will play out as long as there are asylum seekers coming to this country seeking asylum.